Your dancing, by the way, mate, you're on fire.
That's one way of describing it, yes. Yeah, I think...
Electrifying.
Let's
watch a bit of it. Most watched YouTube clip is Strictly History.
I tend not to watch myself. I'm forced to by Oksana. I'm forced to do all sorts of things by Oksana. She's a very forceful woman.
Well, you set the world alight because it's the most watched clip in the history of the show. Do you now think you can win?
No, probably not. No, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it was you, Susanna, actually. I think I'm just sort of enthusiastic and having a good time. I mean, I don't really have a dance background.
You've got a whole new series of Judge Rinder coming up. Do you think people are going to see you in a different way?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, they've seen me in a different way on television as far as I like to dance, but apart from time to time. But no, yeah, you're right, exciting. Next Monday, new series, and the cases are bigger, better, and more interesting even than the previous
Can you do that thing with Piers, where you say, talking?
Yes, actually, you could use that, I think, from time to time.
But a lot of people saying, oh, good, Judge Rinder's on. He'll sort Morgan out. He'll sort him out.
Have we not tried it?
No, mate, my sofa.
What's that?
The new series, different cases, obviously. More drama?
Lots of different cases, lots more drama, and it's incredibly exciting. Genuinely, we're dealing with a broader range of cases than even the first three series.
What
and there's
stands
something
out
for
to
everything.
you?
There are a number. You'll see a number of very funny cases. The one that we're watching now. This particular gentleman sued his friend, and it was for a trip somewhere, and one of them said to the other one, look, you know, I took you to the Taj Mahal last year, and I asked, what was that, in India? And he said, no, it was in Ealing. So it's quite...
Well, what people who may not watch you a lot, they may not realise that you were a very, very high-ranking, high-level lawyer yourself. You covered a lot of interesting cases. I was reading the background last night that at some stage you have actually been involved in some of these prosecutions or defences of the abuse with British soldiers, for example.
Right, yes.
What is your view of this debate? It's front page of some of the papers today about how far British soldiers should have gone in conflict, or whether they should be prosecuted?
Well, it's a very difficult thing, and I mean, I think what's happened now is it's now entered into the kind of political arena. And bearing in mind the work I do, I try to kind of stay out of that for obvious reasons. One thing I do think is important, I think we all agree, is that responsibility should be evenly spread. So what I'm worried about, and I suspect a lot of people are worried about, that younger service people especially are perhaps scapegoated for decisions that were made perhaps higher up the food chain. And I think we all are concerned about that, but that's about as much as I would choose ever to say about it, to be honest with you, Piers.
Who would you most like to get in your courtroom, celebrity-wise, if you could actually give them a good grilling?
The problem is, Piers, as you know, I'm rubbish with celebrities. I was once in a magazine article that said, let's party like it's 1899. even around Strictly, I'm sort of walk around going, who's that? And I'm saying, so I'm not, you know, I wouldn't know. I'm constantly being asked that sort of thing.
But you were best man at Benedict Cumberbatch's wedding.
I know, but he's not really a celebrity, is he? I mean, he's a star, and he's a...
biggest movie stars in the world.
Yes, is that celebrity? I suppose it is. I mean, but, you know, he's just a friend, really.
Who have you made friends with on the Strictly dance floor?
A number of... I do think Greg Rutherford is marvellous. Isn't it? He's just, and I think, a slightly underappreciated hero, actually. I mean, you know, he's Olympic champion. He's just one of these people that, you know, when he comes into a room, everybody just is just a little bit happier. A lot not like you, really, Piers, in that sense. I think, you know...
How hard is it to take part in this show, in Strictly?
Well, I mean, people keep coming up to me and saying, oh, it's a lot of work. It's a lot. But people, you know, who watch this programme have got day jobs. They work really hard. It's not really a lot of work. I mean, I come in, I look at the beautiful Oksana, and she teaches me the cha-cha, you know. No one's doing a fun run for me for the amount of work I'm doing. It's fun. But you do have to put the hours in, definitely. And it's required.
Now, you two are good friends.
Yes.
So I think we couldn't leave this without me asking you, what is the single most embarrassing thing that you know about Susanna that we could share with the audience?
I don't know anything embarrassing about her, save to say that she's incredibly, aggravatingly motivated. So we had
chillingly ambitious?
No, not chillingly ambitious. That's what you would say. Please. Wonderfully motivated. You say motivated,
well,
I say
James
motivated.
Corden called her brutally passionate recently.
Isn't that wonderful? Well, I suppose he would know. I think the point is that she even on a trip, will get up in the morning and work out.
Really?
You know, of course, yeah. That doesn't sort of wake up in the morning. It, you know, it takes a lot of work.
You two went to Ibiza together, didn't you?
We had a holiday.
Is she a little raver?
No, she's
away
working...
from this professional, serene...
I don't think we need to reveal any more details.
No, she works out every morning very early. I think next year, for various reasons, you know, we've had Ed Balls. I mean, you know, you could do with being on Strictly.
What's that hand signal?
You could do with being on Strictly next year. You know, I mean, the ageing process doesn't stand still for anybody. Piers.
I have a very particular way of dancing. The last time I danced, actually, in public, was at at a party where I danced with a semi-naked Bruno Tonioli.
Oh my goodness!
Who was wearing a sailor's hat.
And on that image, let's cross over to Laura, who
he thought I was very good.
Rebecca Root plays Judy, who is a transgender woman in probably about 40, and she falls in love, and vice versa, with my son, who is considerably 13, 14 years younger, same difference between me and Lincoln. And what I think what the success of the first series was that